Have I ever mentioned how much I love traveling in Bhutan? Well, there aren't enough words in the English dictionary to explain the immense joy I get from traveling within our own country. This joy could only be described in Dzongka, Nami Sami, which means beyond the earth and the sky. I'm once again back on the same road heading to eastern Bhutan, and you would think the journey would become tedious and monotonous, but the road never fails to reveal something new every time, and it always seems to take my breath away every single moment. As I pass each of these locations, nostalgia sets in as I relive my adventures within these places. And it seems to bring a smile on my face, which in turn gets me really excited, because I know I'm heading to a place that I've never seen before. My first destination is Gukora, a place that is perhaps, in my opinion, one of the major icons of Tashi Yangtse Dzongkak.
So this is a great place to camp out here in Kora. This is the first day of the festival. Everybody's camping out, and this is our campsite. And we have 3 days here, and this should be a lot of fun, exciting moment with a lot of history, culture, religious activities, and a lot of people. So this should be a lot of fun. Well, this is the beginning of Tashi Yangtse, and I'm quite excited. It's been a while since I've started camping outdoors like this with a bonfire in front of me. The weather is pleasant. It's a very, very pleasant night, but you know what? I'm quite excited about this. I'm in Kora, Tashi Yangtse, the GNH model Dzongkak, and I'm ready to experience Kora festival.
Kora is located right next to Kurichu, about 23 kilometers from Tashigangzong. And this presumably nothing of a place with just a lhagang happens to be one of the most sacred places of Guru Rinpoche. It is believed that in the 8th century, Guru Rinpoche had traveled through what is now Arunachal Pradesh, entering Bhutan in Tashi Yangtse. Every rest stop that Guru Rinpoche had made has now become sacred sites, and even till date, there are trails of sacred caves leading towards Arunachal Pradesh.
So I'm here in the main monastery of Kora. This is the second day of the festival. It's a beautiful, beautiful morning, and you see a lot of people here because it is a very sacred site. And it is believed if you could circulate the main monastery at least 3 times, it is very, very good. And I'm going to go visit the main monastery and the cave that's right next to it because it's very, very sacred, and this is what I'm here for.
The biggest attraction of Kora is the circumambulation. Go around Kora today, for tomorrow may be too late, advises a local song that entices devotees to visit Kora. Gomfu means meditation cave, and Kora means circumambulation. The name is derived from a cave formed out of a rock face next to a temple that has been built as a tribute to this sacred site.
So as I'm circulating this sacred boulder, I've noticed a lot of numbers like this over here, and these are basically to signify that there are hidden treasures within these boulders, and this is the reason why this particular boulder, this huge boulder within the Lhagong, is so sacred, and I'm going to get my blessing from it.
All around the sacred boulders are marked with something sacred, thanks to our great Guru Rinpoche. And this particular marking is the thumbprint of Guru Rinpoche. And it is believed that if one can hit the thumbprint with one's own thumb, blindfolded, one can totally alleviate the depths of their parents.
Wow, completely off. So this particular boulder here, and if you climb up there, it's believed that you could reach Guru's Bayo. Basically, this is the stairway to heaven. So I'm going to attempt to reach up there to heaven. So let's see. Here I go. Oy. One attempt. Oh, man. Let me get a running start. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Ah, this close to heaven. Wait. I'm so jealous of that guy. I'm very, very jealous of that guy. He reached up there. I'm gonna give one more try. Oh my God! Such a disappointment. So close yet so far. No heaven for me even this time. I'm gonna bow my head in shame and walk away.
This 3-day festival is not only a religious experience, it is also an opportunity for the people gathered here to sell and buy goods brought over from their villages. And the amount of people that gather here also makes way for some unique entertainment. And I just couldn't resist but to partake in some of the local games and test my luck once again.
Getting it? Close? Ina. Daudi. 5! Yeah. You know, when I was in the States, I did used to play baseball, you know, so here we go. This is called a fastball. Okay! Fastball में Davin. Okay! Wait. Kariche. Wait. Yeah, che. Yeah, nga jogging niya la. At least I hit the target. It's not in the center, but I hit the target. I feel it. Yeah, Davin. Now. Got it! Get it! So, I haven't had any luck today. I played the darts. That was a loss. I played the spinning casino thingy, which was a complete total loss. At least here in our traditional Kuru game, I came this close. So, but still no win. So it's okay. It was a whole lot of fun. There was a lot of crowd here. A lot of fun. People are enjoying it. These guys are crazy. You know, they're a huge fan of Kurus, I guess. So they're still playing. Kare, kare, kare! Oi.
As night falls, the crowd become even grander, and this is where the entire festive mood spills over. What's unique about Gukora festival is that along with the sanctity of Guru's blessing, it has been an age-old tradition for the people to meet their better half while circumambulating. This was and still is the magical place to court one's own soulmate with the hopes of having their relationship last for a lifetime. And I believe Guru Rinpoche definitely gives his blessing for the new couple.
야루치 대배 원동라 때 지단기 돌랭아 슈미셰 땡아라 좀 치와친 다 차로수 유티보다 땡아체 쪼와tin 가라나 다 토림롭잖아 따위기 뒤스딘다 때 가라 때 쪼와치치가 땡게세 오밀라 대배로 다 디즈메기데 고갑디 셴칼레셔도 때 나데 소데라 다 대바치게 되라 꼬라치샤 오밀라
지나운고민 네동마라 땡아치 추고 갈레라 일라 나레 벤디 니말 히치발라 땡니말 같이 아기다 안기 가라들 앞데 가라 순이 도발라 다 곰보코라세 곰보코라 니남 심사시토 또 치인세 구림부치 진일라비니 치인세 칭아치 니마 충고가 데비 간디 데베 구이발라 다 디나루 야인로 마인로 세데 다 코라차비 간레 데레 랄루디 마담세 나레 체비로 야르마세 다 디디 칠빈 덴스미라 데베다 나치 다 다나 방아시 나시니 디나디 데비남스 메데벨라 같이 저친 다 디기 주라틴데 몰라 같이 토렘럽잖아레파 아날파 레셔치니도 다 안숨디 다 로치나 차리기 민두 차치리기 민두 디나디 다 차치기 쪼티닐레 기만도 디스미 체티 메드니즘 소멜라 나이트라치.
This is one of the most unique festival, this tradition of Gukora festival that I've ever witnessed. I'm out of words for it. I mean, I've never seen this anywhere else in other Dzongkhaks that I've visited to. And Tashi Yangtse Gukora is such a fascinating, peculiar, unique festival. It's quite amazing, really.
The night goes on and on as the boys tries their luck in pursuit of their beloved ones. Today is the last day of the festival and the main day to celebrate Guru in all his might. The story of Gukora goes back to the 8th century AD. Legend has it that an evil spirit named Yongkapa escaped from Samye in Tibet when Guru Rinpoche was spreading the Dharma in the Himalayas. Yongkapa followed the course of the present-day Kolongchu and concealed himself inside a rock where Gukora stands today. Guru Rinpoche then followed the evil spirit, meditated for 3 days inside the rock cave, and finally vanquished it. Guru Rinpoche is attributed to have said that devotees will flock to Gukora for eons to celebrate the triumph of good over evil. There couldn't be a more accurate prophecy.
So today is the final day here in Gukora festival and it's raining, but don't fret because the rain here is considered a symbol that the people's prayer has been heard by Guru Rinpoche and is considered a jinlap really. And people from as far as Tawang, Merak Saktin and all over Bhutan have come here to get their blessings from the Guru's Tongdrel. And I got my blessing and cannot ask for anything more because this is considered to be a huge jinlap, and this rain is not dampening my mood because this only happens once in a lifetime, and I got the opportunity to experience this Gukora festival, and this is truly beautiful.
يوم شون يوم جيني من يبغون غمسي كنيلا أشوف يبي كيوا ومسنا مغلي نبض بيجتاين بكيوا أيبا نبض بتشتري ديولا ولا حرام ما ونيجي بزنيم غاي بورا هم بوجا بيجا غما مروما أبي ميمي ثمي ثروما لا وما ثميرا كينغري ثين روما جولا يولا كار خلاق ده كده روما 예, 뿌려라 르마. 아이 어머니 아이 르미 남을 내고 줘.
With an enlightened sense burning in the depth of my heart, I move on further to a place called Ramjar, about an hour drive from Gukora, to check out why the local farmers are working so hard to nurture the famous Yangtze chilies.
I'm bleeding. This is what happens. This is what happens. But much tougher than that. The villagers are working over there. Let's go find out. Kuzangpola. Kuzangpola. Ta ola. Pa Gukora ka.
차들왕도 주들라.
차리왕.
차들왕딜라.
차들왕.
람저길라. 람저 빵탕 차들왕도 주들라.
추기 강렬디 미국사 추기 problem 딜라.
리기 다들이 막 엄마 사귄다 강을 쉬어서. 니 다들 강을 쉬니 니 다운다 리브 마와 니 아링바 탐지랑니 브라비 파샤서. 루스파차니.
오가이 판자비.
리가길라.
가가이.
아트라. 아타 길라서. 아타 제 버우낙 벌서. 버우니 람저다가 생사를 탱길라서. 아테가질. 람지 탱기서. 아타 사 비질거 짜밀라. 오네가질 아셔 람지셔.
So this is quite an extraordinary feeling because I'm given a helping hand for these chilies that the villagers have to take care like their sons and daughters because this is their livelihood. And I'm quite happy that I could be a part of this because we all know how delicious Yangtze peppers are. Yangtze chilies are. They're huge, they're crunchy, they're nice and spicy, and they're delicious with ewadasi. You could roast them, mix them with some cheese and some onions, and they're delicious. You could put them in meat curries, and they're delicious. You could just eat them like that, and they're delicious. Just put some salt on it and salt and butter on it. My mouth is already watering.
사업들은 된장 들어블라까지 러리게 먹으밀라. 어디 예비게 먹으미? 아갈래 주민께 쌀 예빈들로 넣어. 쌀은 판매됐다 너무 다들이니 뭐 우디 만이다 뒤로라 먹었사니. 랑아 뒤를 립트 먹는 사람 파야 우니 야 저 솔루샤마 세세잖아. 아니 니 장 waktu bagada zairo 필리기스 자 항대가 도스다 온 달gel라 waktu 바 가뭉티 니 마테 ngode gel라 자 솔루션 푹바잖아 동은 바가 솔루니 시 타응것 바가 솔루원 시고니 남나 도 바가 남나 톱톱 릴 푹바긴 사 솔루 시니 도스카 분tuk바니 가타니 티 waktu 바가 니 우니 강 사빈 산데 아이 지티 미nak pala ni sar hangana nong pe mala sar mamba shugna ni kang ki ja sai shegla sar hangana mo shaila.
All the fields are filled with newly planted chili saplings, and since it's midday, I ran into a family having their afternoon meal. They were quite persistent on having us join them for at least a cup of ara, as it is tradition.
Ladies here and the gentlemen over here, they're not letting me go without having a taste of their delicious strong ara. All the youth who are watching this, like I say every time, please don't drink. But it is a tradition here to drink this, so I'm gonna take a sip. People of Ramjar village, you know, they're happy. It's tough work planting these famous Tashi Yangtse chilies, but they're happy with it. This is their livelihood, and they're happy. And I couldn't be even more happy because I've mingled with the people of Ramjar. I'm on top of this tree without a care in the world. I can feel the breeze in my face, and you think to yourself, this is G&H.
Who would have ever thought that chilies equals to a sense of happiness? Can't believe that my journey of Yangtze has already become quite spicy. Tashi Yangtse town. I've once heard that this place is one of the favorite places of our beloved Fort Drukgyalpo, and it's not difficult to see why. It's just plain magical. I think this is the type of place where people come to get inspiration.
An interesting aspect about Tashi Yangtse town is that this town was designed as a model J&H town here in Bhutan, and especially here in Tashi Yangtse Dzongri, which is really interesting. And this town is peacefully beautiful. I mean, you can't imagine how quiet it is here. It's unreal. It's quite beautiful.
A sense of pride fills my emotion as I walk along these small streets, gazing upon all these traditional houses. They have managed to maintain this town in such a traditional style that it promotes what it is to be a Bhutanese.
This town is so peacefully wonderful, peacefully beautiful. It almost reminds me of Thimphu City when I was growing up. When I was about yay big, just a little boy. I remember the houses being traditional houses, just like here in Tashi Yangtse. Small streets where everybody knew each other. It's just beautiful. I can imagine myself if this town stays like this as a Jainish model town. I can imagine myself when I grow older. I can imagine myself retiring here because it's peacefully wonderful. It's amazing.
Having come all the way to Tashi Yangtse town, you cannot miss the iconic Chorten Kora, located just 5 minutes walk from the town, near the Kolongchu. The beautiful pearl white Chorten Kora is as pure as the stories that I've heard, and under the presence of this majestic stupa that seems to point to the heavens above, it really takes your breath away. Chorten Kora was built in the 18th century by the third Lam of Riksum Gunpa, Lam Ngawang Lodre, in order to subdue the demons that were rampant in this area. The construction started in 1754 and took more than 12 years to fully complete.
I've just entered the inner compartments of Chorten Kora, and a beautiful story about Chorten Kora is that it is believed that a 16-year-old girl from Tawang named Chorten Zamo sacrificed her life for the love of the people. And this is the reason why during the famous festival of Gukora and Chorten Kora, you see a lot of people from Tawang visiting these sacred nays. And just gazing upon this beautiful stupa here in Chorten Kora is breathtaking, really, truly breathtaking.
Legend has it that during the construction of the Bumpa of the Chorten Zamo, a girl from Tawang, supposedly the incarnation of Yishe Khandoma, gave her life by entering the Bumpa as a Nangjung. This is why many devotees from Tawang still gather and pray till this day during the annual Chorten Kora festival.
I think Chorten Zamo was a brave little girl. She was only 16 years old, and at that age, most of us are not mature enough to even selflessly give your life away like that. And for her to do that is it's kind of sad, but it's wonderful how she had decided to do something like that for the benefit for the majority of the people. And I truly hope in our religion, I truly hope she will reach that Buddhahood or nirvana because of our sacrifice like that. Not many of us would do something like that these days. So after finally having the chance to gaze upon the Chorten Kora and experiencing the Chorten Kora for myself, I finally believe all the stories that I've heard about Chorten Kora, how people say it's such a beautiful, beautiful place, and the sacredness of it. You could really feel it deep within your heart. And as you study more about Chorten Kora and the story behind Chorten Kora, how a 16-year-old girl, Chorten Zangmo from Taong, had sacrificed her life to save the people in this area. It's a heartwarming experience. Who doesn't love a love story like that? It was an amazing experience, and the stupa itself is pure white, and you could see it as you enter Tashi Yangtse town from the highway, and that's the first thing that greets you as you enter the town. So immediately there's that sense of the secular feeling within your heart, and it's beautiful.
My next destination is the famous Dzongmanma, which means the Old Dzong. Just a half an hour drive from Yangtze town is where the Old Dzong is located.
Today I'm going to go visit Dongdi Dzong, one of the few dzongs that was not built by Zhabdrung. Can't wait to find out the history that lies behind Dongdi Dzong.
This dzong is commonly known as Dongter Dzong, although there are many derivatives in its name. The foundation of the dzong was built by Gongkar Yal, the second son of Tachung Tongle Tsen, in the 9th century, and their ancestors could be traced back to Tibet. Then, later on during the 15th century, Terten Pema Lingpa built the current Dongter Dzong on the same site while spreading the Drukpa Kaju. The dzong is famous for being the home of the sacred relic Chukchi Je, the 11-faced statue made of Z, and also the sacred scriptures Sungten Kanjur, which has 100 volumes with the first page of each volume printed in gold.
Kusam.
Nagi Tenda.
Na gimi Sangye Choiphel.
Lasla na dzong na kinku na gachim na.
The ngagi kingko suru the tato tsensen de ngagi na zona lo the sungko becha shudo sishunila.
Las.
Na lo de gaela the sago biru ta tilangachira gachi telebiru na di gato to ngachira gi chorna biru gato to na chome sishunila. The zone de jingaji hema na lo Kotan ba ko zu gan lo densa di terten pe maling bagi na jinge sa jingelap na na gi lo ju is shunila ta mo ba na ding arang gi reo byojin da cham na le ji jo chojin di da tardu gu nga chi ka ji biru chamdiru kha che is shunila
Lasla nami sami karin chela.
nasala ka din che
Lasola.
Another interesting fact about Dongter Dzong is that the name Tashi Yangtse seems to be derived from this dzong. When Terten Pema Lingpa built the dzong, he named it Tashi Yangtse, which means that it has a sufficient space on steep terrain. It is now revered as one of the oldest dzongs in Bhutan. perhaps even older than Semtoka Dzong.
Chapchau Joseph Moshna. Deverina Tara. Lasola. Karichela. I love visiting Dzongs because it literally takes you back to history. And we all know how important our history is for our future generation, to preserve our history. But the most interesting thing about this Dongdi Dzong is this little story that I heard. The story of how the name Dongdi Dzong was derived. It used to be called Dongti Dzong because in the Yangtse language, Dongti meant a meeting ground, because in the olden days, people from Kurte would come here, meet with the local people here in Yangtze and trade goods. And the name was derived from that, Dongti, which means a meeting ground and trading goods with each other. And only later on, as the common vernacular has changed, it was known as Dongdi. So hence the name to be Dongdi Dzong. And as you enter the Dzong, it's almost like a time capsule. Almost like a time machine that literally takes you back to that history. And just gazing upon it, it makes you feel so proud to be a Bhutanese that we have such a monument like this, such rich cultural, religious monument like this. And this is when you realize that you're lucky to be born a Bhutanese. So it's a brand new day here in Tashi Yangtse town, and the sun is beaming, and I couldn't be much happier because I was getting a bit tired of the rain. 2 days of whole day raining, and it was really dampening my mood. But one of the a must thing to see here in Tashi Yangtse town is the Dzongri Chusum, the Institute of Dzongri Chusum. I'm going to meet a young student who will show me around and tell me about the arts, the traditional arts of Bhutan. Kuzambo nuchu. Lejimbara. Yeah. Last just.
This is Tashi Punso, who is 23 years old and happens to be one of the best students here in the institution. The institution of Dzongri Chusum in Tashi Yangtse was established in 1997 to uphold the 13 traditional crafts that were practiced from the very beginning in Bhutan. It is commonly agreed that only in the late 17th century were the arts were formally categorized, named, and grouped during the reign of the 4th Druk Desi Gelsi Tenzi Rabge into the 13 arts as we have it now.
Patakang imbala. Patakang. Oh, la patakang de pataki lo kong pataki lo nibi ko la. Ta lo damba da lo niba.
The nagi lo ni mai mo.
Na de lo ni pa la. De lo ni judicial kong pataki lo chung di judu la lo ni giring kala. Oh la. De ta to kong gachi ko mo so jin taksun chung go go tsu no bala taksun ko ne. Oh la. Ani tak imela. Nyama bewachi ani motor maybe nyama bewachi labgira sabgira oh labgira to to dinga chi as shmosla mod ani tensa binte ati the car teacher to hole binte
da jam du jamba da ani the 4 sacred animals of Bhutan, Tak Sing Chung Druk, the tiger, the lion, the Garuda, and the dragon. So once they complete wood carving these particular symbol of these animals, then they could graduate. And our friend over here, he's telling us once the students have finished that, they could leave the school and pursue their career in wood carving. That's one of the options. And the other option is they could continue learning from here by carving masks. And the most wonderful thing is we have 2 female students here who are very interested in pursuing and maintaining our traditional Bhutanese art. So kudos to the female students here.
Eager to see the art of metal crafting, which happens to be my favorite, Tashi takes me to the goldsmith class. These are some intricate metalworks. I believe this is copper. I believe this is copper. And if you just look at the details of these Gesin, one of the Tashi Dage, one of the signs of Tashi Dage, these details are so intricate. I mean, this is amazing. And Tsipata.
And this is 나루 딩아치 라디 노름 니바나입니다. 나루 같이 같이를 하면서 와진 침생기 주모 침생 랍딩 타숨 따수비 주모 다센 가르날 합수슈니 콘센 마타미 냐마 데 콘주무디 타르친벨 합고라 레슈미 시스베 딜레블 주페데 바고라 주무디나 같이 라디를 고브라 오라 데빈디 주무디 남메스 스타디들 합고라 같이 라디는 벤데.
So sketching is very, very important because sketching is the base of all the arts, basically. Even if you're sculpting, even if you're wood carving, if you're even working with a metal, the designs of it, you need to sketch it first. So sketching is quite important, and this is the base of all art. So let me samikache then.
Finally, Tashi decides to take me to his favorite class, the painting class. This art is the most difficult art form which takes years and years to master.
So what these students learn from this school, they take it with them for a lifetime, starting from the sketching, the simple sketching, till the 6th year, to the painting of it. So this is an art skill that will serve you for a lifetime, and this is a beautiful thing. It's always been a beautiful thing with art. So, and especially when you're painting our gods. So beautiful.
네, 나 가이라. 그쯤서 진가랑이 마 로카는 디비링 갈레랑 소리는 쓰니기 저와티바라. 데 소리글라 미스나로 소리글라지 베데 데 미스 레심베 총수 촌니즘 집에 통일라 아니 베딩한 소리나 냐말레 저 bom비til라 데빈디기 남릉이 뚱게나 나 소리네 시슈니라 나 소리네 마즈윙냐 마디 와토이 마투치부 디기 가데 케벤 가데베가 딩아 루펜 가데 통하기 디레딘 수치가니 마실라 데나 헤신날레 나 지베데 레비드 스테트 와타 땡알라 소리라 베베도 마심글로 가슴 추이고 소치 마치 소리 랍신날레라 소리 락슬 딩아치 사싱아치 라고 톱 사신날레 데콩 익상나 라비미 숨치 메발라 익상나 라비미 숨치 베와진 콩 사치 익상조 텔레콘 로정 상신날 공슈비니도 발라 땡아치 소리 숨치 베와진데 사치 소리 락슬 딩아치 라고 톱 사신날레 마치르 주기 감지 쪼줄라 겐기 마주 생기린 갈로랑 아치기 소리 라베디기베 데 온바 bom비소 순이기 아니 고급도 발라 아니 빈딩 아이도 또 bom베지.
All these arts are made by the students and sold to tourists who come to visit the institution, and the earnings are fed right back to the students.
차동 차기나나 찐동라. 1,000 arms and eyes and arms in Islam anila. Nami sami patient jingola anticipate nami sami sculpture nami salai.
Details.
Ola gar detail na vi wala kishin gap pe yongso zop pe gar anila.
It's a beautiful thing how this institution will nurture our youth in upholding our Bhutanese traditions.
Pure gold, guys. Gold. Gold. Check out the details here. These were made by one of the students there in Goldsmith.
This is nimchi khalunga chirki hamnalu. The yogi kangel tantamadu lesh jume shungla. Tingare koil. Tingare nashin chibendi tinalu kamchingare hago meshinga. Surina zishinalagi
ngare misi le shumbe chung suwa subi simbu chajan baila iruro na heshinale di digi kevin bombere tu shune na sori chusuna sishinale teranglo rangi julo laksil tente rangi misi le shumbe chung sunime shunila
la so Tashi namsami same guy me na ombe na sori chusungi kole ngalu atiti tenjin be namisami hapchi ngara hema be wachin gani ema shede namsami same guy
laso lebi de lagi lungpu pe ngachi sori chusum nalo te nashin sugi tendalu sori kole ko tate namajin namidulu samgi mashab karinga su bombe
ya Tashi namsami same guy me
ya laso
bye Tashi
laso lale bye.
Inspired by Tashi and the arts created by the institution, I head to a simple village of Bailing, 10 minutes drive from Yangtze town.
Kuzamo dochu Zafo zosa sago gatina ai naya kadi cheme nochu.
This small village is the place to see the practical usage of the knowledge learned from the Zorik Chusum. The people here make their living by making our traditional wooden crafts, particularly the zafo.
So this is the finished product. Mr. Yoshidoji here, he's quite fast at working with these wood products, and as you can see, the finishing is fantastic. He's stained it, and the stain has set inside the pattern of the wood, and you can see how the patterns of the wood has come out really nice, and this is really beautiful. I mean, kadre jovinala da gombe wachila ni somba chila
다 처음부터 직동 숨제 됐죠라.
Chiktung sumja. Wow. And it's definitely worth that price because this is all handmade and everything made right here in Bhutan. Starting from the leaf sandpapers. I mean, I found this to be the most amazing thing because if you feel the grade of it, it's like sandpaper. Wow. And this is amazing. This is the finished product here.
For a small family, they turn out a big business in woodcraft. He has been making zafo for over 20 years, and one thing he mentions is that the raw materials for making zafo has to come from Western Bhutan, since all the wood specific for making zafo in Tashi Yangtse have been all used up.
So this is the pattern of the wood that comes out of this. So it's basically an outgrowth from the tree, like a little tumor of the tree, I guess. And they cut this out, and after this, you know, they make it into these beautiful zafo here. And if you look at the patterns, you can see this could cost a fortune, and sometimes these things are actually their family heirloom because it gets passed down the generation throughout their families because it's that precious. This if you look closely, it's got leopard spots, and this would be number one rarity wise. This would be number one, and this has tiger stripes. If you look closely, I'll shimmer it in the light, and you can see the tiger stripes. And these will cost you a fortune. Wow! Can you see the leopard spots? I mean, this is amazing. Check out the finishing on that. And check out the tiger. I mean, imagine having this in your home. I would proudly show this off to every guest that comes to my house, just because this is that beautiful. Las la lebe ishi dojila. Na misami sem gaila. Karichela. La sola. La sola. Las la.
Tashi Yangtse is one place that is filled with traditional treasures, and one famous thing, if asked anyone, is an age-old tune called Pelayamo. This song was well known during the olden days and became synonymous with Tashi Yangtse Dzongkag, Unfortunately, this song is in the verge of disappearing. So I'm going to meet a woman who still sings this song, and hopefully I can document this song while it still remains.
Kuzangpola. Ta sonomo gilamola. Last kuzang.
Gopa atang udu ja amada yekcho onda gilani undu ngang jangshunani udu ngang tukmathalani ja amagi yekcho jangta udu ning songa bangkerang jangpena ngang tengang ta to gila gopa kra to gila ja ngang ta ibi jangcho ainela jangpeji ngang gadunda shokopa gopa udu ki chambadang mai lama nang maning bugi udu ne chongkel hesa ni jola saja moni udu pili hili anya aiga sho udu tang udu tino ngamchi sho udu rikserka namsami tur기 들으셔당 빈자 아니 빌라 아니 우두 필리 힐리 아니 짬바당 와이 우두 소 야라게 디에 소 치바야 모 피고라예 돌라 아메 돌라 베마자 예 치바야 모 피고라예 메 돌라 베마자 예 치바야 모 피고라예.
That was a beautiful, beautiful song, and this is just an example of why it is so important to preserve our traditional arts. And Tashi Yangtse is full of traditional arts, starting from the Zorik Chusum. And this particular song is really, really old. I mean, there's a newer versions of these songs, but what Sonomomo is singing is an old version of it, which her mother had taught her, and she had preserved this, and hopefully she'll teach her daughter of this song. And we are quite lucky that we got to document this particular song, so really, really happy.
예 치바야 모 피고라예 메 돌라 베마자 예 치바야 모 피고라예.
My final destination is Bumdaling Wildlife Sanctuary Park to see the sacred black-necked cranes. Bumdaling is about 2 hours drive on a feeder road from Yangtze town.
So today we're taking a ride to Bumdaling Wildlife Sanctuary Park, and the ride is nice and smooth. It's one of the best feeder roads that I've seen throughout my travels of Bhutan, and it's going to be an amazing experience because Bumdaling Wildlife Sanctuary Park has 650 different species of plants, including medicinal herbs, not to mention the very elusive snow leopard and the black-necked cranes, of course. And the road, we just have to follow the infamous Kolongchu here, and we will reach the roosting areas of the black-necked cranes. And hopefully, if I'm lucky, we'll see the black-necked cranes. But if not, of course, Bumdaling Wildlife Sanctuary offers many things, many varieties of species of flora and fauna, and of course other mammals and birds. So I have my fingers crossed to maybe, hopefully see these animals, and let's see. Should be an adventure. Kuzula, Nagi. Thank you la. Nagi Chenla. What's your name la? Sangye Choiphel. Las. You came here to film Bumdaling Park la. Yes la. Is there any black-necked cranes left?
No left. No.
They all flew away.
Yeah, flew
Ah,
to their summer residence.
to Tibet.
Tibet, yeah.
Ah, when did they fly away?
Finally, the last one on 24th March. On the
Oh,
single one.
we missed it by a
Yeah,
couple of
yes,
days.
Yes, yes.
It's quite a bummer that black-necked cranes have already migrated to Tibet, but having had come all the way here, I'm still keen on at least seeing the roosting area of these sacred birds. This place is a beautiful place in the white sandy marshland, although dry now, seems to be a perfect area for the birds to go about their business, feeding on grains, bugs, and insects. And what's amazing is that the villagers that live alongside the birds maintains the habitat. And I'm sure it's always a rewarding experience when the birds come back to roost during the summer.
So my entire travels of Tashi Yangtse Dzongkhag finally brings me here to Bumdaling Wildlife Sanctuary Park, and I'm sitting here at the roosting area of the sacred black-necked cranes. Unfortunately, we didn't see any of the black-necked cranes as they have already flown away to their summer roosting area in Tibet. If I was here maybe 2 weeks earlier, then I would have had the pleasure of gazing upon these graceful birds. But you know what they say, sometimes you lose some in life and sometimes you win some, but this time I've definitely lost. But I'm hoping I'll see them in another Dzongkhag in the future, so I'm not that worried. But Tashi Yangtse Dzongkhag as a whole was a beautiful experience, and they say Tashi Yangtse Dzongkhag is a land of the spiritual awakening.
I've always said some places just have the power to immediately fall in love, uplift the mood, inspire the heart, and touch the soul. Tashi Yangtse is one such place that does all that and many more. Gukora, a place to rekindle one's love or spark a new one, regardless of if it's for the higher beings or for one's own soulmate. A sense of happiness sprouting out of the soil in Ramjar village, interlinked with hard work and harnessed in a small vessel of masterpiece. Inspiration etched on a canvas that comes alive in such fine arts, fit for the gods. History that is perfectly preserved in a strong foundation that Tashi Yangtse Dzongkhag was built upon. And all that combines to making Tashi Yangtse Dzongkhag truly a land of the spiritual awakening. So until next time, in another Dzongkhag, goodbye.